Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Humza Yousaf is about to do another U-turn. This man U-turns so much, he must be dizzy. All he seems to do is whirl around in Holyrood. This time, of course, it's over the Bully XL ban. After they were banned in England, he said, no, we're not going to ban them in Scotland because we want to be different. We don't want to put this ban in because if we agree with something that they do in Westminster, it weakens our case for independence. So he maintained that there would not be a ban in Scotland. The next thing you know, hundreds of these dogs get pushed up across the border into Scotland, and Scotland's filling up with these big dogs. All of a sudden, it looks like there's going to be a ban because they've realised that perhaps it was a bad idea and that they should have done the same thing. They've got nowhere else to go. After saying that it wasn't needed, now apparently it is. Poor old Humza. He can never get anything right. It's all the time. Every single decision he makes is always, without fail, the wrong decision. Well, he's going to change his mind and it looks like the ban is coming in. What is he going to do with all the dogs then? If they're all living there, who knows? Anyway, we'll take a look at this, see what's going on and see why this man is such an idiot to begin with. Here goes. Right, I will ask that before we get into this, anyone who's out there watches this on a regular basis, watches the channel on a regular basis, who's yet to subscribe, do please do so. Your subscription really massively helps the channel. Because we're political, we get pushed down. The algorithm does not like political channels. But if you do subscribe, it lifts us back up and we can get the truth and the views out there. And hopefully we can work together to get rid of these SNP buffoons. Anyway, Humza Yousaf faces a humiliating Killer XL Bully ban U-turn just days after he claimed it was not required. Well, it probably, was required, but it wouldn't have mattered. Simply because he finds it much easier to do whatever Westminster don't. It's whatever Westminster do, he'll do the complete opposite. Not because it's a good idea or anything like that, but simply to keep creating that division. But by not having that ban meant all these dogs from England were pushed north of the border, and now there is lots of them, and they don't know what to do. And all the people that look after dogs on this basis are now struggling because they've just literally been overwhelmed. So the First Minister boasted about the effectiveness of the dangerous dogs legislation on Friday. But just 4 days on, and his government have confirmed that it's looking for a potential ban. Oh dear, what a shame. He can't... It's almost... How can we put it? It's almost by design, isn't it? He must sit there. He must look at these decisions and go, what is possibly the worst decision I can make and one that I will be forced to reverse? Oh, it's that. That's the one I'm going to do then. It's literally that, isn't it? Anyway, the Scottish Government is nearing a U-turn on a potential ban for Killer XL Bully dogs in Scotland. Just days after Humza Yousaf claimed that this was not required. Scotland has become a safe haven for owners of the dangerous breed, as dozens have been moved north of the border since they were outlawed in England. But they weren't outlawed on a whim. There have been cases of these dogs killing people several times. So it wasn't just somebody not liking the dog. It was a direct result of actions taken. And yes, I know a lot of the time it's bad owners. But even so, they are very, very powerful dogs. It's very hard to stop them if they go. Community Safety Minister Siobhan Brown moaned that the fact that the animals were flooding into Scotland and claimed that the loophole was the fault of the UK government. How can it possibly be the fault of the UK government? They banned the dogs in England. Your law could have banned them as well. You're the ones who created the loophole by not banning them. It's not a UK government loophole. Anyway, now she has confirmed that the SNP executive is urgently looking at the situation and could implement a similar ban very soon. She answered a topical question from a Tory MSP, Jamie Green, who aired his concerns that lives could be lost if the government kept dithering. He said, despite the evidence staring the SNP minister in the face, she continues to dither and delay on banning these dangerous dogs in Scotland. It is ridiculous, he says, for Siobhan Brown to deflect blame to the UK government, who've taken decisive action in the face of a horrendous loss of life. Everything I and others have warned would happen if a ban wasn't imposed in tandem in Scotland is now sadly occurring. And nobody blames the dogs. The dogs were bred for this purpose. They were bred to be strong, hard, muscular dogs with a massively powerful bite. This is not the fault of the dog. And I don't think they should be put down. I'll make that clear. But I do think they should be stopped from being bred. So they should all be neutered, basically, so that no one can ever breed these dogs again. Anyway, he said, the minister is stretching the definition of an urgent review when a ban was announced in England and Wales months ago. Another opportunity has been missed to do the right thing, he said. Every day the SNP fail to follow the UK government risks further tragedy. It's time for the SNP to stop allowing Scotland to become a safe haven for XL bully dogs. Quit their political game playing and announce a ban before a single life, human or otherwise, is tragically lost. Now, grown men have been killed by them, so what chance does a small child have? You know, and it's like I say, it's not the fault of the dog. It's the fault of the people who bred it, and it's often the fault of the owners. And the owners of these dogs tend to be rather inadequate. They get these dogs so they want to look hard, but they're not normal people. Anyway, Mr. Yousaf was interviewed about the dangerous dogs on Friday and claimed the system in Scotland was already very controlled and quite a tight regime. He said, so we're still keeping a potential ban under review. He says, I don't think it's required or needed given the strict regime that we have in place in Scotland at the moment. And there we are. Just a few days later, after saying that, they're looking at a ban because they don't know what else to do. This is the SNP after all. They're not the brightest buttons in the box, are they? Anyway, his minister, Siobhan Brown, has indicated that this position is now changing, making a 4-day U-turn for the First Minister. Ms Brown said she'd been concerned by reports of XL bullies being brought to Scotland. She said the unintended consequences of the UK government's policy is that we're now seeing an influx of these XL bully dogs coming to Scotland. Well, the moment you didn't ban them, everybody knew that that was exactly what's going to happen. So now you're going to have to U-turn again, like you have on so many policies that you keep getting wrong. She said it's important to ensure Scotland does not become a safe haven or a dumping ground for the XL bully dogs from England and Wales, and yet that's exactly what it has become. She added that ministers were urgently reviewing the policy on XL bullies and added that public safety will be paramount in our deliberations. I'm glad to hear it. It'll be the first time in a long time that you've ever thought about the public, wouldn't it? Numerous social media reports have claimed that dozens of the dangerous animals are being moved north of the border, with the special kennels for them planning to be opened in Dundee. The canines have been linked to a series of deaths in both England and Scotland because simply they're too powerful. They're just too big, too powerful. But yeah, now they are, and they're going to U-turn again. There's Siobhan Brown. She's going to be U-turning. She's the one who said, oh, we don't need the ban. And now apparently, oh, they do. Who'd have thunk it, eh? Never mind. You'll get there one day, Siobhan. Anyway, I shall stop there. I shall come up. We shall round off and we shall finish the video. It's just like so many other things the SNP do. They get it wrong right from the start. Will they ever get anything right, do you think? I can't think of a single policy they've ever had that's been the right policy, that's worked, that hasn't been a complete and utter failure, or where they haven't had to U-turn and change their mind. Literally nothing. Nothing. 17 years of failure. How on earth have they managed to stay in power for 17 years after so much failure? Anyway, it's something that they might not have to worry about very much longer. It looks like the tables are turning, people are changing their minds, the voters are drifting away, the supporters are going, and hopefully we'll see the end of them. But you wonder how many more things are going to get wrong before they're finally gone. Hey ho. Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching. Do please hit the subscribe button, ring that bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video, and until next time, stay safe, stay well, and I will speak to you later.